What is up? This is Reverend Sergeant Tyler Randall. I use both of my titles because of pomp and circumstance. Welcome to Tavern Talk. We are here in my home tavern/studio, and I don't know why I'm wearing the headphones. I can't fucking hear anything because nobody else is talking. But I will be able to hear the video clip, so we'll be able to adjust the volume on that. If you want to comment on YouTube or on Facebook, go ahead and comment. I will show your comment if I deem it necessary. Also, if you want to join, go ahead and go to this link. I'm not sure if you can actually click that, if you could just read it, but it's basically streamyard.com/Z4S2Q7W2Y2. All right. So what do we have today? A short one. Really fucking short. Short and sweet. Sweet and short and short and sweet. All right. First of all, can't do anything before we take a little sippy sip. This is a tavern after all. I'm going to share with you, oh, that's so delicious, what I just took a sip of, okay? I want to share you through this easy recipe. You can do it at home. It's just absolutely delicious. And if you happen to be in Nashville, you can use the exact same beer that I've used. So without further ado, we are going to Tyler over in the past in this exact same studio in the past behind me as soon as it loads. What is up, tavern mates? I haven't come up with a name to call people to watch the show. I don't know if like Joe Rogan has like Roganites or some shit. Pamphleteers. Fuck it. Anyway, I'm going to show you how to make the most delicious cocktail. I guess you could call it a cocktail. It's mostly beer. I know most of you have heard of a Boilermaker, okay?
He's like
Now,
rambling.
This is a tavern.
It's just rambling.
Drink, okay? That's what we do. And if you don't drink or whatever, we're not slighting you. It's just, we drink, okay?
All right, we get it. What's with the hat?
Take us a glass, and we're going to put ourselves some bourbon whiskey in it. Now, it doesn't need to be bourbon whiskey. It could be whiskey, but I've chosen Jack Daniel's Black Label.
That's Jim Beam.
Michael, you know who you are. That's the good stuff right there. Anyway, so you fill it the boot to about the toe. I got a little heavy with this pour, so it's probably closer to 3 ounces. It should be about 1.5 to 2 ounces. Just to be safe, some of us have more robust constitutions.
Oh, the audio quality is trash.
You have to get yourself a Belgian-style blonde ale like the Rose.
Oh, it's good stuff. It's good stuff.
Brewing. They are here, local in Nashville.
Nashville, baby.
This is, I'm telling you, this is so delicious. This stuff, the aroma itself is
I can smell it.
chock
I can smell it.
Full of honey and malt. Now, what you do is, then you pour this in. You're supposed to put the liquor in afterwards and then mix it up with the fancy mixy doodle thing. But I find that just the pouring of the beer into the liquor mixes it enough. Let's get the rest of that stuff off the bottom there. Bam. Now, I don't know what to call this yet, but let's just say this is Crap Brewed here on 8th Ave.
Kiss from a Rose.
They're awesome. Bottle place to get good cheap beer. Also, craft beer. All the local craft beers. Come here. Nashville, baby. Let's go. This stuff is it gives this kind of beer the much needed kick that it needs without taking away any flavor. The flavor of the bourbon actually doesn't take anything away. If anything, it infuses with the sweetness of this Belgian style.
Oh, okay, and I guess it just ended right there. Cool, no problem. We're back. Okay, so now that we've gotten the fun part out of the way, by the way, it's absolutely delicious. Even if you're just going to drink the Rose by itself or the bourbon by itself, they are awesome apart, but together, unstoppable. So we're going to get into the meat and potatoes. No offense, Irish people, about the books, the book burning, digital book burning, as it were. It used to be if you wanted a book, you had to go buy it, or you had to go get it from a library. I'm actually old enough to be part of the generation that went to libraries. Now, I'm going to start with a book that actually I got kicked out of libraries for. I got my library card revoked. So the year is what, 2004? I have the literally have the receipts. February of 2004. Still got the receipts. You can't read it, but it's okay. This used to be my library card before they deactivated it right here. Ventura County Public Library. What's up? Shout out to Callie. This book was written in 1986. It's called Buried Dreams, Inside the Mind of a Serial Killer by Tim Cahill. Now, Tim Cahill worked specifically with the lead investigators in the John Wayne Gacy case. You can see this book is well over 300 pages. I checked it out. This was my first time checking it out. I hadn't finished it yet. I went to go recheck it out, and I was told by the librarian, you do not have a library card. You're not allowed to recheck this book out. And I asked what gives, you know? So we're in the time of we're having like the satanic panic. Columbine is swept the nation, and everybody is just panicking about their kids learning about, you know, gruesome things. Now, how old am I at this point? I'm like what, 14 years old, something like that, 15 maybe. And they thought that it was too dangerous for a 14 or 15-year-old who is intellectual as peers, even though he's failing school. That's right. The indoctrination didn't take, just saying. But that I was not able to read this. And that's exactly what we're dealing with today, except digitally. So before Facebook, before Google, okay, I guess maybe after Google's made whatever, but before any of the social media took over our entire fucking, you know, conversation, we read books, you know, some of us. Now, I stole this motherfucker because I don't give a shit. Fuck Ventura County Library and fuck the goddamn FBI for taking my goddamn library card away until I was 21, and I went and got one out of spite. And I haven't used it since because, you know, I have a fucking smartphone. It's not the point. So, moving on to books that you should probably own because they're just going to start digitally getting rid of them. So, here we go. Don't watch the stupid movie remake, but The Giver by Lowry. Okay? Caldecott award-winning, or excuse me, Newbery medal, not Caldecott, Newbery award-winning. This book single-handedly spits in the face of collectivism and what do they call it? Central planning, community organizing. In this book, just a quick summary, I don't want to ruin it for you. Everybody lives in a society where they are birthed by lower class birthers, and then they are placed into family units where everybody kind of is like equal. Nobody is related to each other. Everybody is it is very odd. The culture is very homogenous. They're basically Luddites, and they pick what your lifelong job is going to be based on what you pick for extracurriculars. And the main character, I believe his name is Joel. I haven't read it in a minute, but I have a copy of this because I don't want to lose it. He doesn't know what he wants to do, and it turns out he gets to be the new giver. The giver is the person. Now we're finding this out like in the, you know, end of the first act of the book. He holds all of emotion and like love and hate and disgust and art and color and light and dark. He basically is the thing that makes you human. It's that divine spark basically. And he holds that, and he's, you know, getting old, but he's going to give this all to, I believe his name is Joel. Yeah, Jonas, excuse me. It's not Joel, but Jonas. So Jonas is becoming a giver, and he's like, why the hell do we not showing everybody this? You know what I mean? It's somebody like me who is smarter than most people, who is looking out at the world and saying, why are you doing this, you dum-dums? Like, why are you trying to bury your head in the sand? Become educated. That's all I'm saying. And I know that I'm being very flippant when I say things like that. It's just true. Sorry about that. Next book. Okay. We're going to our next book. This one is a little cheek. It's a little cheek. Shooter's Bible. Okay. 107th edition. This was a gift. I absolutely love this book. If it's a good reference for any kind of firearms, it's alphabetical, if you can believe it. I have a marker here. Shout out to the former Port Aransas Brewing Company for being my bookmark. Oh, look at this. Armalite. In case you didn't know what AR stood for, it stands for Armalite. Yeah, that's right. So, but it literally goes brand by brand. Benelli, Gammo, Stoger. Oh, look, even has optics in it. Look at that. That's freaking awesome. So if you have a question or you need to know anything, you can always go, I wonder what kind of scope Burris makes. And then you can go and go through all the specs. I love this book for reference, especially when I hear somebody talk about a gun and I don't know about it. Boom, I hit the Shooter's Bible. So, next up. Some of you don't know who this author is. Some of you know him from YouTube. His books are a lot more serious. He does a lot of more funny political and media commentary on YouTube. His name is Mark Dice. This is called Liberal Media Industrial Complex. All right. So it basically has it's hundreds and hundreds. It's got like over 1,000 footnotes. Okay. So he itemizes. Whenever he says something, he says, here's an example, and here's an example. And he puts the footnotes at the bottom of each page because he knows people are lazy. And these lazy people are going to say, oh, that's bullshit. I'm not going to go to the back of the book and try to find it. He goes, no. I'm going to cite it right in front of you so you can stop, pick up your phone, and go read it. Now, I haven't finished it yet, and this was written, in like 2018, but it's spot on. And everything he talks about can be magnified, it can be stretched, it can be taken to its logical conclusion, okay? And it's how, Google, YouTube, Facebook, the Washington Post, New York Times, every single media conglomerate, which is basically owned by like 5 companies, they run all of the information stream, and why that is not only insane, but fucking immoral. And on top of the fact that everything they say is a lie or is mostly a lie. Okay. So very, very good book. Liberal Media Industrial Complex. I really highly recommend you go buy all of his other books. Get the paperback. They're not that expensive. That way, when they flush him down the memory hole, which they've been doing for years, or they take away views, they take away everything from him on Facebook, you can have it. And you can have a source. All right. Next one. De-infringe. All right. This is an absolute killer book. Okay. I want to get the guy's name right that wrote it. I don't remember what his name is. Joshua Baker. 2019. This is basically a collection of quotes and case law, philosophical and legal arguments for arming yourself. Okay, so it just goes through, and it's also about like nomenclature and how the gun works, what it's made for, what it's supposed to do. So and why it is moral for you to defend your life. And like it goes into the philosophical arguments behind that. I started reading it. I'm about halfway through right now. This book will change the way that you think about firearms. It will change the way that you think about philosophy, the way you think about defending yourself. It is an absolute killer. Okay. Tim, what's up, my friend? My buddy Tim saying, what up, brother? What up, brother? How you doing, Dad? How you doing? It's good to see you. Just going through, this is going to be my last one. My last book I'm going to show you because I think that I'm a little long in the tooth talking about all this. But here we go. It's Brian Kilmeade, Andrew Jackson, and the Miracle of New Orleans. Now, before anybody goes nuts, I did get this for Christmas. I have not read it yet, but I will say that Andrew Jackson is probably the one of the presidents. It's not you love him or you hate him. It's you love him and you hate him. Okay. He did commit some crazy atrocities in his time, but he also furthered what we would now consider like modern like political expression, right? He was a super duper divisive dude in his time. And also a war hero. And this probably just focuses more on how he helped win the Civil War for the North. And it might go into a little bit of his presidency. Because his presidency was absolutely mind-boggling, and we can do a whole podcast about Andrew Jackson, honestly, and Teddy Roosevelt, and how terrible FDR was, and how evil Woodrow Wilson was. I know we touched on that last time. I'm going to say it pretty much every podcast. Woodrow Wilson, evilest president in the world. FDR is like right underneath him, right the fuck underneath him. So what am I showing you all these books for? Not to show off my collection or anything. I do have more, but these are just the ones that I picked out randomly to say, hey, this will give you, if you read these books, if you just go through and read these books, not the Shooter's Bible, because, I'm not giving you that. You can go find it yourself. But it gives you a good foundation for understanding the world that we live in now, okay? A world we used to live in, how things have changed. I'm lucky enough that I'm one of those, Gen X, millennials, however you fucking, measure it, but right on the cusp of both generations, right? I'm either a young millennial or a young Gen X or an old millennial, one of the two. So we didn't have smartphones. We didn't have internet. Webcams were, brand new. They were fucking huge. The internet was still like burgeoning. Nobody really knew what to do with it. There was a .com bubble. Go ahead and Google .com bubble. It's fucking amazing. But we had very limited access to information. Okay. The way that we had to get to it was we'd have to pick a book that based off the way it looked and start reading and you get about halfway through and be like, this guy's an asshole, or this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, or oh, I already know all this. and then you go move on to another book. But the crazy part is we didn't throw them away, right? It was very limited. The technology of reading not only is absolutely mind-boggling if you want to think about how reading works, but the fact that you have to commit time to read. You have to commit time to read. Sit down and read a book. It's time exclusive. You have to commit to it. All right. When you're reading just headlines, which is what we've reduced it to, this is what they were talking about in that book. I can't remember what the name of the author at the moment, it escapes me, but it's called Amusing Ourselves to Death. And it was written in 1985 about how television was going to kill the written word. And it absolutely can be applied today, and how the internet and social media is ruining not just the written word, but even or TV, but it's just taking what the Telegraph did and exploding it. It's like just headlines, irrelevant headlines. We're going to fill you with so much headlines, and now this, and now this, and now this, that you're not going to even get an idea of what's going on politically, what's going on policy-wise, what's going on locally. That's why pedophiles have infiltrated your school boards. That's why they are rampant in Washington, and that's why socialists, neo-socialists, are running everything, because they got into HR, because they got into politics, they got into community organizing, and they are fucking everything up. If you look at what is like the number one thing that sucks money up from a hospital, what's the number one cost in hospitals today? Administration. And it's fucking, the graph goes like this. As soon as they started that, so you say, well, what we got to do to save money in a hospital? Why does it cost so much? Because the administration is like 75% of the budget in a hospital. Okay. These people are smart. They are waging a war of position and a war of process. They're going to create such a bureaucracy, such a process, that it's actually hard for you to move through it. Have you ever seen Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, where they're dealing with that bureaucratic race of aliens, and you have to go fill out the blue form, and you didn't stamp the right thing, and you didn't sign the right form, and you have to go queue up and stand in line again? That's exactly what they're doing. It's a biting criticism of how the bureaucracy is a form of tyranny. Okay, they're using it in that way. Bureaucracies can be a good thing when you are able to override them for specific waiver. Okay, like the Marine Corps is a very specific example. I don't know about now, but it used to be, where it's a very strict bureaucracy. You got to have cross your T's, dot your I's, get the right form, sign it, have the right people know about it. But if there is an emergency, they will forego all of that shit and just sign a waiver and say, I'll take my ass chewing. I'll justify it because it works. Okay. Said all that to say this: get hard copies of books that you love. I'm an Audible subscriber. I love Audible. Shout out to Audible. But we need to start getting hard copies of our books and saving them, because we are going to come into an age, and we're coming into it right now. Even Newsweek is publishing op-eds about how they are starting to erase books from Amazon. They're starting to not publish books. We used to have robust, publishing in this country. Okay, Amazon used to be able to you as self-publish. You could self-publish a book. Now, not so much. Oh, it looks like I got my bro Tim Dimmick in the queue. Timmy Changa coming to talking about book burning and whatever. How's it going, Tim? How you doing, my brother?
Yo!
There we go. I can hear you.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Doing great, man. Talking about the book burning.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What do you got to say about it?
Going back to the old days, huh?
Oh yeah, it's almost like they're pushing us backwards in technology.
It's the only way they know how to control.
Oh, I believe that for sure, 100%. They can't erase it. You can't erase a book that you own, right? They have to literally come and take it from you.
No.
How's things going down in there in Texas?
Oh man, what a relief! The cold air for me is. I'm a big fella, so I get hot all the time.
Oh, I know it. I'm pretty big too. It gets a little warm. You know what I'm saying?
No heater for me. Just sitting in the cold.
Dude, I got the fan on in here. Are you crazy?
Woo!
I'm glad you called in, because I was getting a little bit backed into a corner there. I was starting to Alex Jones myself out,
I'm turning the frogs gay.
They're turning the friggin' frogs gay, I'm telling you. I hope that was good.
Honestly, though, every time I hear Alex Jones, I'm like, this can't be true. Every time I look it up, it's true. I'm like, what? Almost
Like,
every time. I mean, there's a couple times where he said some
so
stuff that was like,
he's a little bit hyperbolic, but they were the chemicals that were leaching into the groundwater was turning frogs hermaphroditic outside a chemical plant.
yeah,
But
yeah,
when
yeah.
you just come out and say they're turning the friggin' frogs gay, you don't understand, Joe. Joe, I have the documents, Joe. Joe, you don't understand. The interdimensional child molesters are coming to get you, Joe. You don't understand. Now I know that's why I was getting that way a little bit. I was talking about the pedophiles infiltrating the school boards and stuff like that, but that's just observably true. Like, we just know that that's true because every time you look at one, you go, hey, what's with this 39-year-old unmarried guy that always ends up having hentai and child porn on his computer? I don't get it.
Hey, I saw your shooter's Bible that you were talking about.
Oh yeah, it's right here.
That was great.
Dude, I love
How
this
about
book.
a Sig 9?
Sig? I bet you Sig's in here. I'm gonna find it right now. Hold on. If you just give me Sphinx, what it comes H A B C D E F G H I. Oh, I just passed it. Sim. I have actually. What's it? Bookmarks for. Oh, this is awesome, dude. So I'm using these as bookmarks for Remington arms. I got all the way to R. So Avenged Sevenfold 2018. What's up? And then what is this one? Oh, Royal Rumble. Yeah, Royal Rumble at the freaking Alamo Dome, dude. That was the shit.
Who won?
We all won because the Taker came out and retired, and then 4 months later he came out and retired again. So kind of took it away from me. But
I remember that guy's face when the Taker on WrestleMania.
What? Oh yeah,
that meme of that guy's face.
Jeez. Okay, Sig Sauer. Which one do you want to know about? Sig Sauer? What? You want to know? What? Fuck. We got the. To be
honest, I've heard of that name, so that's the only reason I said it.
The P220. Oh, okay. The P227. Dude, literally. So we go from Ruger to Sig, 2 pages, 3 pages, goes to Smith & Wesson. Oh, that's my baby right there. The Governor. Nice. The Governor. I'm a wheel gun guy.
I mean, what gun did Rick Grimes have?
Grimes? I don't know. He had some sort of revolver. It was probably, if I'm gonna say, it was probably 357 Magnum, because those are probably that's what we use. Prison guards and cops tend to use those.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we used when I worked at the prison. We used Smith & Wesson 357 mags. Those are gangster.
Real good, graphic novels and type of shows. They have the names for like the weapons. All weapons have a name, the Judge or something.
Well, the Judge is one made by Taurus. It shoots I believe it's 45 long Colt, and so shoots a 410 shotgun shell. So you can. I'm sorry, it's an amazing gun. I've always wanted one. My buddy Sean bought one, and I loved it. He let me shoot it at his house. It was great.
I love seeing the videos where people don't know how to hold the gun right. Just hits them right in the head. What are you drinking there?
Ooh, if you didn't see the video beforehand, I don't want to play it again, but basically it's a Belgian style blonde ale with about 2.5 to 3 ounces of bourbon whiskey. It is amazing. I'm telling you. Now, yes, they go down easy. They go down easy because the honey flavor kind of melds with the bourbon. The caramel flavored notes in the bourbon, but it's not harsh. It doesn't burn. Also, it'll get you drunk.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful because I still got some things to do today, But
Uber, right? Yeah.
I wish. No, don't fucking Uber.
So I see you're in Nashville, or you're in the state of Tennessee, right?
Just outside Nashville, about 20 minutes outside.
And, were you?
Was it what?
Were you happy to see that San Francisco game when you went there?
I'm telling you, man, I'm so pissed. So fucking pissed. Now, to be fair, there was a scientific experiment at play there. So my brother-in-law took me to every home game, I believe, in 2019. And I wore my Niners jersey every game. And they won. They even beat the Chiefs on a doink at the last minute. So, and that was the year that the Chiefs won the Super Bowl. So, and my brother-in-law would like complain, like, "Oh man, you make me look stupid. You look like an asshole wearing this fucking Niners jersey here. This is the AFC, And so I did. I complied, and I wore a Titans shirt one time, and they ended up losing. So, that's the way it goes. So wearing Niners apparel, the Titans will always win. If Tyler Randall wears Niners apparel inside of Nissan, the Titans will win, even against the Niners. That's called the control group.
Even against the Niners. Yep.
That's how science works, baby. Hey, do I sound blown out or anything? I have no like audio in my I can only hear you in my audio. I don't sound like blown out or
any pee poppins. No
pee popping. Yeah, Derek got me this badass microphone for Christmas. I suspect he had help, but also shout out to Derek. Thank you so much. I love this damn thing.
Shout out.
Shout it out. Bustamante.
So I don't know if it's very interesting, but I'm in 2 Super Bowls for fantasy football.
Oh, yeah?
Time.
Oh, let's talk fantasy.
Beating them by 30 so far, so a total of $850 coming my way if I win.
Is that a PPR league or what?
Actually, it isn't. The one PPR league I lost in, but.
So when do you start your league? Do you start at the end of August or beginning of September?
Beginning of September.
Okay, that's why you have an extra week. Mine ended about a week and a half ago. Nice. And I know that I'm pretty sure that nobody from my fantasy group watches this, but it's still in the works. It still could get rejected. But I do have I put in for Shooter McGavin to roast my league, and I got to write a script for him. So hopefully, because we all golf together. So every year we get together, we go golfing, and then we draft to get drunk. Some of us more than others. What's up, Carlos? If you're listening, but I'm pretty sure none of them listen to my stupid podcast. But if they do, Shooter McGavin is going to roast the fuck out of you in about 6 days. So hopefully, fingers crossed.
Cameo or what?
What's that? Yeah, like Memeo actually.
Cameo?
Memo,
Huh?
Memmo. Yeah, Memo. He's cheaper on Memo, but I think on Cameo you can get more words like per. It was.
Yeah, I don't want to jinx it or nothing, but I'm up by like 36 points, and I'm deciding that I need to. If I do actually win both, I'm gonna write a nice acceptance speech script, and probably do some fun stuff. Take my shirt off, things like that.
Oh, always you gotta show the nips. You know what I'm saying?
Those pepperoni areolas, dude.
But big old salami. Elizabeth says that sounds great. Thank you, Elizabeth. We love you. Oh yeah, I'm wearing. And speaking of Elizabeth, Lowry Brewing. Shout out Corpus Christi. What's up? I know that's Jerry loves that place, and so does Cliff. It's one of my. I haven't gone there as much as I wanted to, but I love it. So if you're ever in, I do believe they still do get their beer up to San Antonio at HEB. So if you ever see a Lowry beer, it's the bomb. They make a beer an extra stout called the Dude, and it is absolutely divine. I'll tell you that. So I did not win my fantasy. What's that?
Go ahead. I had a really, really stout IPA last night called the Stash.
The Stash. Who's that by?
I'm not. See, I probably shouldn't have brought it up because I don't remember.
That's all good. I have a bunch of it's hard to keep them straight. That's why I use Untapped. Sometimes I'll go through and be like, oh yeah, I drank that. I forgot. So we get let's see. My fantasy league, I got 6th place, but 2 years ago I went from last to first.
Hey, started from the bottom, now we're here.
Yeah, started from dude. I made actually before TikTok was a thing. I made a TikTok short kind of video when we were in Vegas like 6 years ago. So we're in the panoramic suite of the what's that called? The Planet Hollywood, and the Eiffel Tower is right behind us in the window. And I had my like Niners gold chain on, and I was like, starting from the bottom, now we're here. And you could see like the Eiffel Tower. It was pretty cool. I mean, I'm getting there. So I'm 6th place, but I'm the lead shit talker in the league. And I have a selfie fine. So if I take a selfie, I have to pay $1. Oh yeah, dude. Oh, Elizabeth's talking about that beer at that they make at Lowry. So they have another one that's like it's like a Belgian style beer. It's called the Honey Pot. It's like super high alcohol, but it's super sweet. And it's like almost like a mead. She's talking about mixing the Dude with the Honey Pot. Ooh, it's probably like chocolate milk. I tell you that.
I tell you, yeah. Mead has kind of a sour, like kind of like a wet dog taste, but it is pretty good to think that a Viking made it and perfected it. It's like, okay.
So I have a neighbor that's making mead for me as a Christmas present. We were talking about it, and he's texted me the other day, and he's like, "Man, I'm just gonna hit this up and make this mead for you," because it's just something we always talk about and we just never do. And I'm like, man, you're the man. I appreciate it.
All right.
Tim, Tom,
make some rice wine, dude.
You're Tim. Shouting out Tom for the mead. What's up, Tom? My neighbor Tom. He's not listening either.
All right.
No, nobody that I know actually, except for Elizabeth and you. Well, it is
That's
Monday
great.
afternoon. I just happen to have the day off because of the way that the holidays landed. My company gave me today off. So, tip of the hat to Lansing Building Products. What's up? Hit up your local Lansing Building Products for all your exterior building products needs. Windows, doors, siding, anything you need. Lansing Building Products since 1953. What's up? They have a location in San Antonio, so just saying. And they're always hiring. I'm telling you, if you know anybody that needs a job, they want to learn how to drive a forklift, they want to work in the warehouse, they want to be inside sales. If they have a Class F endorsement, they want to drive a box truck. You can go sling windows. If you want to fucking sling some windows, go ahead.
OSHA 10. That OSHA 10. You know what I'm saying?
Oh hell yeah! I got my 30 right here. Hold on, where is it? I
got 30, son.
Yeah, it's underneath my. I have it underneath, protected under the plastic of my desk computer thing. There it is. Hold on, don't want to make it loud.
Yeah, I heard about all the
bam OSHA 30, baby. Hey, what you know?
The news.
What you know about that?
The news about the OSHA mandating.
Oh, you want to talk about OSHA mandates? Now, I will tell you that we are live. We are live on YouTube, so you can't say certain things about it. But what we can say is, and what I will say is, let's add to this conversation. I mean, that's a good one. Oh, that's my boy Jared Teep from back in the day. United States.
Can I get all the examples of the words you're not supposed to say on YouTube?
You're not allowed to say that the vaccine kills people. You're not allowed to say because it doesn't. Because it doesn't. OSHA 10 rep, what's up? Elizabeth, she said, my dad's over babysitting in case I go to. Oh, that's right. You're about to have the baby. Dude, Elizabeth is, so my friend Elizabeth Collis, about to have another child. We're so happy you tried so hard, and this is amazing. I'm rooting for you. And I'm sure Jerry is probably over the moon. So I hope that my sound of my voice does not make your water break. I know. She said she's overdue. She is overdue.
Not that angelic voice, Tyler.
It's better. Like Fergie and Jesus. I hope. I mean, okay. So maybe you want us to send you into labor. What, Tim? Give me a sound that you think is going to send Elizabeth into labor.
Probably Jim Carrey from Dumb and Dumber.
Just maybe from laughter. She says, "Flex that diaphragm. Get it working. Push that baby out." Lamaze, breathe. We got to breathe it out. You can't say water break on YouTube. That's right, because they don't want you to take water break. I didn't have a joke ready. Jared, I should have read your comment.
Is that a real thing?
Thought about it. I should have come up with a joke. No, it's not a real thing, but he has actually a really good and sly sense of humor. He's one of those guys that he'll say something and it'll take you like 3 minutes and you'll be like, nah, you know what I mean? Especially after you've been drinking, once you've had a few, you know what I'm saying? But by the way, this is just for Jared. This is just for you, Teep. He knows what it means. He knows exactly what it means. And that's right. Let's get back to fantasy football, dude. So who's your keeper? You got keeper league? Who's your keeper next week?
I'm not too sure if I have keeper league. I have a dynasty, but it kind of messed up because one certain fantasy football member wanted to switch from ESPN to a sleeper app, and not many people wanted to, and it was back and forth, and so it just drafted auto for ESPN. We're just like, what, dude? What?
Oh no, dude! If you're the commissioner in that league, you really got to know how the app works, man.
Well, I mean, it was ESPN when everyone wanted to stay on ESPN.
Yeah.
They wanted to go to sleeper, and I'm like, this new app, I got to figure it out. No thanks. But right now, I did a good draft. I had Najee Harris and Jamar Chase, and they've just been like all year just doing great for me. Have the great pickups during the bye week. That's how you win. So you just have to.
Oh, for sure. That is such a big thing. If you like for me, I stayed pretty consistent this year with the bye weeks because I had a shit ton of Chiefs and a shit ton of Cardinals. So I knew what my bye weeks were going to be. Although I did get fined because I played a player that had COVID, and they didn't announce it until like the day before the game. So I said, yeah, he's totally healthy. And then bam, COVID hits. And you're like, you motherfuckers, you totally fucked me. I could have snuck into the playoffs. And then there you go. $20 fine. You fucking assholes.
Oh,
That's not the point.
loose.
That's not the point. Tim, I got a question for you, and I'm going to challenge you right now. I got a question. Do you have a book that you can like get up and go find right now that you would recommend, that you like a physical book that you would recommend somebody read? Do you have one? Even if it's the book, you know what I'm saying? Any book? Whoa!
Hey, can you interpret this painting I did? Do you do painting interpretation?
Okay, let's do a painting interpretation. Why not? I have a few paintings in here myself, I will tell you, and most of them are trash. We're gonna compare each other's. Hey ho! I don't even know what's going on. Oh, there we go. Okay, let's check it out. Whoa! I wonder if I can make this like bigger. Hold up. Is there a way that I can make this like the sole thing? Solo. Here we go. Hold on. I'm gonna put you up solo. There we go. We're checking it out. So I see. Wow, is this like a Rorschach painting?
I have no idea. I just kind of started putting acrylic on a piece of paper and just kind of spreading it out. And
so I see that there's water. There's what looks like maybe a sky and a sun, maybe some light that looks like maybe there's a person. I don't know, with some hair. And then it's either an altar or there's some sort of conflict going on in the middle. I don't know.
I can't tell how to mess this camera. Okay, there we go. Hey-o.
Yeah, there we go. That's not that bad. It's interesting to say that. To say the least, it is interesting. Oh, cool.
I pressed it on itself. It kind of looks like a uterus with ball sacks. I'm just kidding.
So I do have a question for you based on that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how that worked out. What's this? What do we got? Oh, that's better. So that way we got the background. So Hoffman, have you been looking at any of his paintings?
Michael Hoffman?
Yeah, Michael Hoffman.
No.
Yeah. Oh, dude, his paintings are actually quite beautiful. I still have to buy my Hoffman. If you're listening, I'm still gonna buy that painting from you. I hope you haven't sold it yet. He said he had to wait for it to dry, and then I completely forgot to send him the money. He wanted to send it to me for free, and I was like, dude, I believe artists should get paid. It's a beautiful portrait of like choppy water. And I was like, oh shit, is that like the Sea of Galilee? And he was like, well, now it's called the Sea of Galilee. Shit. Like, because I guess he didn't realize that's what he was painting, but you know, it came out of him. That's what I interpreted it as. And then I saw it's earmarked. It's earmarked, Hoffman. I'm buying it from you. I don't know why I'm looking at my mic like he can see me through the microphone. But so so maybe you don't have a book in that room, but what is one book that you've read? The last book that you read that you thought like maybe you would recommend to somebody? Oh shit! Did you freeze up there? Uh-oh.
Yep.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I was gonna turn the sensitivity down, and the phone turned off.
So, do you have a book that you would recommend, that whatever the last book you read that you would recommend somebody read?
I think there's a book right here. Let me grab it.
Okay. I mean, you don't even if you don't grab it, that's fine. I just happen to have it ready because I was ready, and I didn't clue Tim in, you guys. So I didn't tell Tim, hey, get a book ready. I should have. I probably should have, but I did not.
Get a book ready.
So what you got?
This one is one that I've read probably once or twice through, and it's called Life's Healing Choices: Freedom from Your Hurts, Your Hangups, or Your Habits. And it's a book from a guy that started the Celebrate Recovery for people that want to go through like NA or NA, but want to do it through the church.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Christian
it's the 10th
Recovery,
anniversary
right?
edition. The back of it says we've all been hurt by other people. We've hurt ourselves and we've hurt others. And the result, every single one of us ends up with some sort of hurt or hang up or habit. The question is, we all face it. Where do we go from here? Using the Beatitudes of Jesus as a foundation, Senior Rick Warren and John Baker of the Church Saddleback have developed 8 choices that promise true happiness and life transformation. Through making each of these choices, you too will find God's pathway to wholeness and health. In addition to practical, encouraging biblical teaching, each chapter of this updated and revised edition includes brand new stories of men and women whose lives have been transformed by living out the 8 choices. Yeah, it was a good book to read when I went through it first. I went through a 12-steps program at another church in Celebrate Recovery at Community Baptist Church in San Antonio, and that was early 2019. I relapsed in June 2019 and haven't picked up that substance since then. So
good to go.
Coming up on 3 years.
Congratulations to you, my friend.
What?
Congratulations.
It's just like don't do drugs.
Hey, yeah. I mean, I know you're always one to mask your feelings with humor, but I definitely hear it in your voice. I can tell. I mean, it's a daily struggle. I have a lot of my dad was an addict. I could probably describe myself as having addictive tendencies, and I'll tell you that it's no joke. A lot of my friends have dealt with it. We have mutual friends that have died from it. And I think that's actually a really good book plug. If you want to hold it up, the cover of the book so people can see it, let me go ahead and put you in the solo layout there. Life's Healing Choices, revised and updated. And it's a part of the 12-step and Christian recovery program. Is that right?
Yep.
I think we all can learn from that, whether you have dealt with addiction or not. I think everybody can learn from.
Oh yeah.
How to deal with the inner need to want something, the inner need to put some to make thing to numb yourself, to
fill that void, right?
To fill the void. Exactly, that's an easier way to put it. Exactly. And
even them, they would even find something that they was hidden, probably even they didn't even know it was there, and they read into it and they're like, oh wait, that did happen when I was 6.
Yeah, hidden trauma, things like that. I mean, I don't want to get too praiseful. Some of the people that were in that field definitely overpushed it. We were talking about the satanic panic earlier, about revealing things that never happened. But there is for sure there is definitely room to talk about things that people have repressed. And
Triggered.
And not everybody has the same experiences, man. Not a lot of people have had some people like this is not me ragging on her, but my wife she had an excellent childhood. She had an excellent life, and she was guarded from a lot of these things. So when we first met and we had a lot of conversations early on, she's like, what do you mean that? What do you mean, this? What do you mean that? Like perfect example, I would take her when I was in the oil field. I took her to a bar in Cotulla, Texas, and it's this ramshackle, Tejano bar, basically, and there's like 15 people in it. It's a shack, and we get in there. They all
stop and look at you when you enter.
Like, yeah, stop and look at me, and I put 50 cents on the pool table, and then I walked to the bar for my 2 beers, and Michelle had to go to the bathroom. She's like, they're selling cocaine in the bathroom, and I'm like, yeah, don't buy it.
Well, just say no thanks.
Why'd you put them? And this is how they're gonna interact with me. It was my turn. I played. Like, hey, where you from? Hey, what are you doing? Hey, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm just passing through. I'm in the oil field. I'm just trying to, me and my wife. And they're like, oh, cool. Hey, no problem. I lose really quick because I'm not good at pool, first of all. And but it's just like one of those things that you just show respect. You let them know that you're not a cop and you're not there to mess anything up. And that's the way it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Elizabeth says, I could see y'all in that conversation, LOL. So, some people are just, and she always, my wife tells me all the time, she's like, I am so amazed at how you can walk into any room, whether it's a black tie event or like with full of, high level politicians, or in some dirty, nasty bar in the middle of South Texas, and just fit in everywhere.
Yep. It's
Vertigo! Julian knows what's up.
confidence.
Julian, it's at that man camp. It's at the man camp and was right across the street. You know what I'm talking about. Dude, it was the best. It was the best little shitty bar. My boy Julian, he's still in the oil field right now. Straight out of I mean, he might not be in Michigan right now, but I'm glad that a lot of people are seeing this and a lot of people are kind of vibing off what we're talking about. I know we kind of moved on from the book burning thing, but we got the message out there. If somebody want to watch it later, they want. But now I'm with my buddy Tim Dimmick. There we go. He knows the name of it. Galleros. That's right. What's up, dude? I'm so glad. I can't even remember. Tim, I know your handle here is Timmy Changa. I absolutely love it. You said you were thinking about getting into podcasting yourself. What are you thinking about getting into?
To be honest, just mostly comedy, just talking about nothing. More like a Seinfeld approach, probably.
Just a super observational or what?
Yeah, just now.
Oh shit! I lost Tim. Tim, did you? Oh well. He'll call back, Tim. Tim, if you see us, call us back. But that's my buddy Tim Dimmick. He's I'll probably bring him back on as soon as he gets on, talking about his new podcast he's about to launch. Mario, I know, dude, we've all been there. You know what I'm saying? We've all been to that bar and played pool and lost and maybe got in a fight or two. It happens, It totally happens. Tim, I will text you when we're getting offline. We're about right at 46 minutes. We've talked about a lot of things. I've talked about what I needed to talk about. Digital book burning. Dude, get you some books that you can hold on to that means something to you. Whether it's the Bible, whether it's a history book, whether it's the Encyclopedia Britannica circa 1989. Probably more accurate than it is today. Just throwing it out there. Okay. Barring any other last minute comments or anybody that wants to join the stream, I have been Tyler Randall. This has been Tavern Talk, and I will see you on Thursday, although I can't quite remember what the date is on Thursday. What is the date on Thursday? If today's anyway, you'll see me on Thursday. How about that? And we're going to have a grand old time, mostly peaceful. Do you know what I'm saying? Peace.